Although I don't know much about your music, I think I can teach you a great deal about your music by using the paradigms of classical music.
Dude, what a freaking professor move right now. so epic. Listen, whatever it is you're doing, you don't know what you're doing. I don't know what you're doing, but I'm going to teach you about it. It relaxes you. What a pedestrian answer to that. So pedestrian. Dude, that's something that I hear all the time. If you ever want to just insult a classical musician after a performance or something, say how relaxing it was. That was so relaxing to hear that music. Hey, this is Cameron, and welcome to the reaction log. Whoa. I'm definitely gonna need my professional garb here because I've been reading your comments, and I can't help but notice and address that most of you have no idea what you're talking about. So you know what? I'm the one who congregated you all here. Hello, welcome to Sore Hands. How's it going? I'm a classical elitist snob, and my mission is to slowly indoctrinate you into classical music, and specifically classical guitar, by whatever means I'm able to. Try to do that through humor, or whatever you want to call this. Reaction videos, that's some popular sensational stuff. So, here's the deal. You don't know anything. I do. I want to enlighten you a little bit. You're gonna learn something here today. And, like a good teacher should, I'm going to be making jokes the whole time and making fun of the material that we're reviewing. What is it that we're reviewing? Well, we're going to take a little trip down to the Yale courses, and we're starting with the first one. There's 23 installments of this. We're going to watch at least the first two. We're going to see how far we get into this first episode. I've skimmed this, and I think with my commentary on top of it, this is going to be a pretty good introduction into classical music, how to listen to it, and some other stuff that we'll talk about as we get into it as well. After reacting to the GFAs, I feel a little cocky with my reaction abilities. How boring can we go? Without further ado, let's jump into this Yale music lecture, shall we?
Okay, good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, what's the ratio of men to women on my channel? Good morning to the 99% male audience. How you doing?
Ms. Craig Wright, and this is Listening to Music.
Yeah. This ain't music theory, okay? This is the act of listening to music. You can't even get that right. That's why you're here.
A course that the Department of Music has to offer. Its aim is to teach you how to listen to music. Wait a minute, you say. That's preposterous. I listen to music all the time. I got, my iPod? Downloading MP3 files, continue.
Yeah, I got my record player. I got the big horn thing that I sing into, and then I can replay the singing 10 times before it corrupts entirely.
Swapping files.
Swapping files. Don't get a virus.
My car, what do we call those things in the automobile? Is it a DAT tape that you can plug it into the stereo system?
I have a little opera singer that lives in my car, and I just poke her. I just poke her in the face, and then she starts singing for me. That's how I listen to music.
Got that? I listen to music in my dorm room, off my computer, in the bookstore, wherever. I bet I listen to a lot more music than you do, you old goat.
That's right, the old goat. Dude, the goat is here to teach us how to listen. See, the thing is, this is for you, of course. I think kids these days maybe need this. They need to learn how to listen and learn how to watch a long-form lecture. It would be smart if they put this lecture in the form of 1 minute long TikToks, though. That'd be cool.
And you're right. You probably do. But what kind of music are you listening to? Probably pop music, and that's fine. That's okay.
Crap.
Okay, fair enough, pop music. But are you getting the most out of this particular experience? Are you getting
What is there to get from pop music? What? I'd say yes.
Getting the most out of your listening experience? I contend that perhaps you are not. That you are not maximizing the time.
You know, and sorry, this is so far beyond anything this lecture needs to talk about. A really big part of music is how things are phrased, right? That's something that we all know about phrasing. And I've listened to a bit of this lecture series, and this professor is a human being. He's a regular person, but sometimes he has this cadence with his voice that I find kind of musically interesting. Like, look at how he says this.
Are you getting the most out of your listening experience?
The most out of your, like when he does that. Music should match speaking and singing in a lot of ways in terms of phrasing. Like, you wouldn't have a phrase go like da da dee da da. Like it would go da da dee da dum. It would have this shape and phrase. But if you're explaining this stuff and then while also explaining having an awkward cadence to your voice, I feel like it does take away from it. Again, what I'm saying is completely insane. No one should be that hypercritical of just the way they're speaking, but it is something to think about. If you want to be a really good speaker, it's a lot like becoming a really good musician, in that you should care about your phrasing, and your phrasing should flow and make sense.
That you are not maximizing the time. using that time most profitably. How do I know this? What makes me think that you are not getting as much as you possibly can out of your music? An experiment that I did just last weekend. I have 4 children. The last of the 4 turned 17. So I said last weekend, Chris, he's, always with the iPod. Chris, what are you listening to?
Dude, kids and their iPods these days.
Go away. You're bothering me.
Yeah, Dad, screw you. I hate you, Dad. It's like, what? Quit trying to experiment on me, Dad. I just want to listen to my iPod. I want to listen to my hip-hop on my iPod.
You're ruining my life again. So,
You're ruining my life. I hate you.
but no, come on. Let me listen to this. Let me listen to this. What are you listening to? So I listened to it, and I said, all right, here, you listen to this, and tell me what you're hearing. And what was he tracking? He was tracking the text. He was tracking the beat of the piece. I asked him, well, what's the mode of the piece?
Dorian, what's the mode of this piece? What does he mean by that?
The meter of the piece. What's the bass doing? Can you follow the bass line?
Oh, he does mean mode. The meter and the bass.
Can you identify?
Yeah, can you follow the bass line, kid? Where's the bass going? You ever heard of a 2-5-1, kid?
Any chords in this particular piece? Nothing. 0.
Wow, spectacular parenting. At 17, he couldn't even identify the chords and bass line of a piece he showed him. I don't know if I'd be talking about this in a lecture, bro.
A reasonably sophisticated kid who's had 12 years of serious cello lessons.
That doesn't mean anything for his ear, you know that. I bet that kid can sight read like a mother effer, though. But in his day-to-day life, he's just listening to, like, BS music. Just not even hearing it. It's, like, not even recognizing the bass line or anything. To him, it's just noises. He just likes the noise.
And that brings up, I suppose, a point that although I don't know much about your music, I think I can teach you a great deal about your music by using the paradigms of classical music. So,
dude, what a freaking professor move right now. It's so epic. Listen, whatever it is you're doing, you don't know what you're doing. I don't know what you're doing, but I'm going to teach you about it.
Classical music in here. Mozart, Bach, Beethoven.
Woo.
It will be the locus of our core. How many of you
It'll be the locus of our focus.
already listen to classical music? Raise your hand. Okay.
Oh, raise your hand, everybody back at home. You listen to it.
A lot of
Maybe,
it.
sometimes.
That's wonderful. I'd be interested to know, gentlemen down here, how do you do this? Is it streaming off of your computer?
What? I put it in my cassette player in my car. That's the only way. Maybe I'll use my iPod.
Are you downloading MP3 files and saving them? Tell me, how do you do it?
Dude, I just practice my guitar. That's how I do it most of the time.
You go to
He just goes to YouTube.
YouTube. All right, very interesting. I should have known that, but I didn't. You go to YouTube.
Yeah, I should have known that. We're on YouTube right now. This is being uploaded to YouTube as we speak.
On the radio, okay. That's interesting. We'll come back to that point. Anything else? Anybody? Yes? Okay, your parents' CDs or records. That's wonderful. They're sort of the old technology here, but some of those old recordings might be very good. Now,
Yes, very, very good. See, that's like prolonging the dominant. The good is the tonic. That's very good. Instead of saying that's good, you know? So you can use that in your speech when you're giving a lecture. See, this concept is really is interesting. Oh man, all right.
here's a question for you. Why would we want to listen to classical music?
Oh, this is a tough one right here.
Who just answered a question for me here? Those folks that raised your hand. What gentleman here again? You're my sacrificial lamb this morning.
The goat and the lamb.
Why would you want to listen to classical music? Okay.
It relaxes you. What a pedestrian answer to that. So pedestrian. Dude, that's something that I hear all the time. If you ever want to just insult a classical musician after a performance or something, say how relaxing it was. That was so relaxing to hear that music. What do you mean relaxing? Like, was it relaxing to watch some amazing classic movie? Was Goodfellas relaxing to you? Was Shawshank Redemption relaxing for you to watch? I failed as a performer if I relaxed you through that. It should have been packed with drama and story. That's the whole point of classical music. Instead of using your guitar as a folk instrument to play chords mindlessly, you're creating feelings and thoughts and drama and progression with just notes on the instrument. It is story without words. It is not relaxing. That kid needs to be in this class, and if you thought relaxing too, you should be watching this video. All right.
Very interesting. National Public Radio asked exactly this question in a survey a year or so ago, and they got the following principal responses back.
Oh, this is gonna be great. Oh God, why do the masses like classical music? First off, they don't. They're just giving an answer. Most people who answer that, they never listen to classical music, I bet.
Why do people listen to classical music? One, it helps them relax.
Oh, like wounds to my heart. Julian Bream.
And relieve stress. So that this is perhaps the principal reason. Two,
It's the same reason why you watch a movie. It's to lose yourself in an amazing story. To give yourself up to a composer and to have feelings and emotions painted right in front of you in real time. And on these emotions painted in front of you, you are able to reflect on your own self and you grow as a person. That's why I listen to classical music. And guess what? I don't get that from listening to pop music or lyrical music. Because the lyrics, it's literally telling you just what to feel. And it's like, yeah, you can feel that, but it's just that. But with the nature of classical music, because it is kind of vague as it is, it's vague and not vague. It's hard to explain, really. I don't know. I get this a lot when I listen to Rachmaninoff, especially like the concertos, especially the second movements of those concertos. Every time I listen to it, it's the same thing, obviously, and oftentimes the same recording. I'm always able to dive a little deeper into my own self and just kind of learn a little bit more about myself. And I have all these beautiful thoughts when I listen to it. Unlike when I listen or consume any other kind of media at all. There's nothing like classical music.
the listener to concentrate. Three, classical music provides a vision of a better world, a refuge.
I guess. I mean, it is a beautiful thing, and it's one of the beautiful things the world has to offer. A vision of a better world. Not always. It can be pretty dark sometimes. Like, it's just stories. Stories can be happy. They can be sad. I don't know. These people, every freaking answer in that survey, none of them listen to classical music, I bet.
Of beauty, of majesty, perhaps even of love. And sometimes, at least for me personally, it suggests that there might be something out there, God or whatever, bigger than ourselves. That's what I think these great fine arts do. Great literature, poetry, painting, music. They show what human beings can be, the capacity of the human spirit.
True. Facts.
They suggest to us, as indicated, maybe there is something, a larger spirit out there than ourselves, and they get us to think. They get me to think frequently about what I'm doing on this earth.
Yes, exactly. Huge right there. Which that, if you've never had that feeling when listening to music, it's hard to take that for more than just face value words. I think about my place in the world and whatever that means. But hopefully as we talk about it more, you can maybe find yourself actually feeling that and not just conceptualizing the words of what am I doing on this planet, and then the thought just kind of ends there. You know what I mean?
What are you doing on this earth?
I'm just chilling. Dude, I just got high in my dorm room and now I'm in this easy elective class. I ain't doing nothing. You're talking about listening to music all day? What is this?
First 3 or 4 weeks or so, we'll be following the elements of
Easy, boo, easy.
rhythm,
Oh,
melody,
that's hard.
and harmony.
Yeah.
And then a test. Next,
What are you guys like actually learning music, like notation and stuff? Dang.
we'll deal with what's arguably the single most important thing when we listen to any piece of music, and that is its music
The timbre, as in like what instrument? As in guitar.
form. Here's
Form, all right, yeah.
a question for you. I was thinking about this the other day as I was preparing the lecture for today. What's the most common type of musical form in pop music? When you listen to pop music, do you ever think about the form of the music?
Yeah, it's the one where you go intro, verse, chorus, bridge, chorus, outro. Does that sound right? Did I miss something?
Can anybody name a form of pop music? Any one form? Well, maybe verse and chorus. Think about that. That shows up in a lot of stuff. And we'll
Verse and chorus. All right.
come back to that. We'll talk about verse and chorus when we get to the issue of form. And then toward the end of the course, we will turn to the question of musical style. How does a piece of pop music differ from a piece of classical music? We sort of all know
Oh yeah, we're gonna learn
this
stuff there.
intuitively, but can we articulate why? This particular difference about musical style was driven home to me the other day. It was last Friday. I was walking across the campus. Maybe you saw this too. Corner of Elm and College. There's a large flatbed truck out there, and there were these people on this truck trying to sell you audio equipment.
Audio equipment on a flatbed truck? Were they selling stolen goods to college goers? Wow.
And they had a big banner up there that said, "Pump up your room," okay? So then, to encourage you to pump up the room, they had music playing. And this is the kind of music that they had on that flatbed truck.
Yeah. Oh, I know he's gonna have a lot to say about this. Bow, 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 bow.
Okay, so I'm feeling very pumped up at that particular.
Yeah, that's an insane song. Is that all it is? Oh my god.
Okay, so I'm feeling very pumped up.
Dude, you definitely need to be on drugs to enjoy that.
And my cell phone rings. Okay, this is true. My cell phone rings. Because one has the capacity nowadays to select your own ringtone, right? I have mine selected not to that sound, but to Mozart.
Okay, alright. Whoa, whoa. Fancy man with his Mozart. Let's see what we got.
This sound on my telephone. Linda's moving this around here just a second, and it will give us a sense of the difference in style between pop music and classical music. How does this, what we're here, differ? Can you give me, say, 3 or 4 reasons why what we're about to hear differs from what we just
Don't drop the ball, Linda.
heard? Mozart.
I don't know, it depends. I feel like you could argue that they're all, like, basically the same. The first one, it didn't really have a melody, sure, but you could kind of call it a melody. It's just repetition, and it never changes. And then Mozart also has repetition in it, so I don't know.
Let's just stop right there. You can go on to the next. Can anyone tell me what's the difference between these two?
The timbre. The real difference is that the whole point of one of them was to be loud, and then the other one was telling a story. That's the real difference.
What did the pop piece have? Rave Till Dawn. I own that album, I'll have you know. Rave Till Dawn.
He only said that for the copyright. He's like, I did purchase that. That's not ripped from anything.
Yes, that's probably true. That's probably true as a
I'm sorry, did he say more detail?
general observation. Whether
If you're listening for detail alone, I don't think the skill involved in playing it is very important, because obviously to play the Mozart, tons of skill went into that and resources, and I feel like as people we put a lot of value into that kind of thing. But if you look at the rave music for just what it is as music, sound, you know, it's pretty complex. There's like a lot of stuff going on, like with all the partials and stuff. Obviously, the content of that music is far less. It's just a beat with a blah, 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 like that going on. But, you know, I think detail is a weird thing to single out, because I feel like it has a lot of detail. These dumb college kids, am I right?
clearly on these two, this compare.
Yale's finest over here.
I wouldn't say there's a great deal of detail in the first one. There's a lot of repetition. That's where I go, you know, once that.
It depends on what you mean by detail, or detail if you're from Yale. The timbre is very sophisticated and cool. If you mean detail is the story being told through the music, obviously the rave music is a little lacking.
It goes for a long period of time. Anything else? Yes? A melody. Oh, melody. Which one had the melody?
Bam, 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 bam. Can we call that a melody?
Yeah. Yum, ba dum, ba da 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 da. The first, I couldn't pick out any melody.
Nice, all right.
At all. It was
Got some
all
pipes.
what? Rhythm
Crap.
and beat.
Oh.
Okay? So repetitious rhythm, beats, strong pulsation to it. What was making that sound? What were the instruments playing in there? Okay, in the Mozart, there were violins, so acoustical instruments as opposed to synthetic sound with regard to the pop music. So what we will be doing is differentiating pop from classical, and also differentiating within styles of classical music. You're driving down the road. You, who is the FM listener over there? You turn on your radio, your car radio, to your FM classical music station. And what number approximately would you go to? 98. Okay, 98. That's pretty high. What town is that? You will? Oh, that's Chicago. Well, they're elevated people in Chicago, I'm sure. Normally where you go is all the way down in the low numbers, particularly here in Connecticut. It's 89.5, 90.1, 90.5. My favorite is 91.5. Generally speaking,
I didn't know that. I didn't know classical music was lower in the radio.
you want to find classical music, you go to the left of your FM dial and fish around down there in your National Public Radio, okay? So that's how we do it. But you got your car radio going, music comes on. Is it Baroque or Romantic? Is it medieval or modern? Is it Bach or is it Beethoven? Those sorts of answers, those sorts of issues are the sorts of things that we'll get to when we come to the question of musical style toward the end of the
Nice, dude, I'm psyched to get there. That's gonna be fun.
Let's go on to the following. We're going to have a diagnostic quiz in here.
Oh, perfect. All right, so this is actually exactly what we need. This is going to determine if you even need to watch these series of videos or not. Perfect.